Little people, big world fans are in shock tonight after heartbreaking news. Amy Roloff, the beloved matriarch of the Roloff family, has suffered a serious health collapse. But what's even more shocking? Doctors are saying that the stress behind it may be coming from inside her own marriage, with fingers pointing directly at her husband, Chris Marek. The reality TV world is buzzing, and the question everyone is asking is, what could have possibly gone so wrong? Amy Roloff has been a cornerstone of Little People, Big World for nearly 2 decades. From her early days on the farm to navigating life after her divorce from Matt Roloff, viewers have watched her face personal and family challenges with strength and grace. She's been an open book, sharing her triumphs, heartbreaks, and her new chapter with Chris Marek. For many, Amy has been more than just a TV personality. She's been a symbol of resilience. But now, shocking reports have emerged of a sudden and serious decline in Amy's health. According to sources close to the family, this wasn't just a routine medical scare. It was a frightening collapse that left everyone scrambling. Doctors reportedly rushed to stabilize her, but what stunned fans the most was the medical team's conclusion. Emotional and psychological stress may have played a major role in triggering this episode. And here's where the story takes a more personal turn. Several insiders claim that behind Amy's public smile, tensions have been brewing at home. Some point to subtle signs in recent episodes: awkward exchanges, uncharacteristic silence, and visible fatigue, suggesting that her relationship with Chris Marek might not be as picture-perfect as it appears on camera. In the next hour, we'll uncover the behind-the-scenes details of Amy's health scare, the medical reasoning behind the stress diagnosis, the alleged marital strain with Chris, and the flood of reactions pouring in from Little People, Big World fans. This is more than just a health update. It's a window into the private struggles of one of reality TV's most beloved families. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. It all began with a subtle shift that only the most devoted Little People, Big World fans would catch. Over the course of several weeks, Amy Roloff's usually bright and bubbly Instagram feed began to change. The vibrant cooking videos, cheerful family photos, and energetic farm updates became fewer and farther between. When she did post, some followers noted that her smile didn't quite reach her eyes, and her energy seemed muted. The first real alarm bell came when Amy missed a highly anticipated local charity event, one she had personally championed in the past. Her absence was quietly noted in community circles, but on social media, fans were quick to point out that she hadn't offered her usual explanation or well wishes for the cause. That was very unlike her. Then came the noticeable slowdown in Little People, Big World filming updates. Normally, Amy is a central presence on the show, even in scenes filmed months in advance. But eagle-eyed fans reported that recent episodes featured less of her on screen. She was still there, but shorter appearances, fewer storylines, and noticeably more seated conversations rather than the active, bustling scenes viewers were used to seeing. Reports from close sources started to paint a worrying picture. Friends close to the Roloff family allegedly revealed that Amy had been experiencing persistent exhaustion. One insider described moments where Amy would feel lightheaded, simply walking from her kitchen to the garden. Shortness of breath became a recurring issue, and dizzy spells occasionally forced her to sit down abruptly, even in the middle of casual get-togethers. Concern grew behind the scenes, and eventually, Amy sought medical advice. According to these same sources, she attended multiple emergency doctor visits over the span of a few weeks. Early tests reportedly showed elevated blood pressure, signs of high stress, and concerning fluctuations in her heart rate. While there was no immediate diagnosis, physicians made it clear, whatever was going on, it wasn't something to ignore. The situation escalated quickly. By the time fans realized she had skipped yet another scheduled public appearance, this time a Little People, Big World fan meet and greet, whispers began swirling about her health. Amy herself stayed relatively quiet. There was no official press release or direct acknowledgement, but she left subtle hints in her online posts. A caption about listening to your body and learning to slow down struck many as a veiled admission that she was facing something serious. On another day, She posted a short photo of her coffee mug with the phrase "rest is not laziness" printed across it. To most, it felt like a small, coded message to her fans that she was struggling more than she was letting on. As for the timeline, insiders suggest Amy's health issues began in late spring. What started as mild fatigue in April became harder to push through by May, leading to a noticeable withdrawal from her usual busy schedule. By early summer, her symptoms had worsened. The dizziness, exhaustion, and shortness of breath no longer coming in occasional bursts, but as part of her daily life. The turning point reportedly came just weeks later, when Amy experienced a particularly severe episode that left her unable to get out of bed for hours. It was after this scare that she was urged by her inner circle to consider hospitalization for further observation. While it's not confirmed whether she spent an extended time in the hospital, multiple sources say she underwent several days of testing at a local medical center before returning home under strict doctors' orders to rest and reduce stress. By the time fans put all the pieces together, the missing events, the slowed filming schedule, the cryptic social media posts, it was clear something was deeply wrong. And while the full truth wouldn't emerge right away, what came next would spark even more speculation, especially when whispers began linking her health troubles to personal stress within her marriage to Chris Marek. Medical experts often warn that at Amy Roloff's age, stress isn't just an inconvenience, it's a serious health risk. Stress can trigger elevated blood pressure, weaken the immune system, disrupt sleep patterns, and even contribute to heart problems. For women in their early 60s, doctors say the effects can be more pronounced, as the body's ability to recover from physical or emotional strain becomes slower. Prolonged stress has even been linked to increased inflammation in the body, a factor that can exacerbate any pre-existing conditions Amy may have. According to insiders close to the Roloff family, Amy has been under immense and constant emotional pressure in her marriage to Chris Marek. While their relationship has been publicly presented as loving and adventurous, off-camera tensions reportedly tell a different story. One source claimed, "Amy's been juggling so many things: the farm legacy, her kids' drama, her business ventures, and then there's Chris. He's not always as understanding or patient as he comes across on TV." Fans have pointed out several moments on Little People, Big World that seem to hint at cracks in their dynamic. In one episode, Amy appeared visibly irritated when Chris interrupted her while she was speaking about her late mother. In another, a disagreement over travel plans spiraled into an awkward silence that producers left in the final cut. Social media lit up with comments like, "You can tell Amy isn't happy here," and "Chris comes off a bit dismissive at times." Rumors have also swirled around disagreements regarding finances and property decisions. Some claim Amy felt pressured to sell her portion of Roloff Farms sooner than she wanted, while others suggest Chris has been more interested in pursuing his own hobbies, like motorcycle trips and real estate investments, than helping Amy navigate family drama. The farm sale, in particular, has been a point of emotional pain for Amy, and fans wonder if Chris fully understood the weight of that decision. And of course, there's the relentless public scrutiny. Amy and Chris's relationship has been in the spotlight since the day they went public, with every smile, frown, or subtle body language cue dissected by viewers. Experts note that being in a reality TV marriage comes with unique pressures, from staged filming schedules to producers subtly encouraging conflict for good television. Even a strong relationship can buckle under that kind of attention, and if tensions already exist, the camera's presence can magnify them tenfold. Some fans have even formed theories about Chris's personality and choices, suggesting that his sometimes blunt manner might unintentionally cause Amy to internalize more stress than she shows on screen. Others speculate that Chris, who married into an already famous family, may not have been prepared for the level of drama, and that mismatch in expectations could be spilling into their day-to-day lives. For longtime viewers of Little People, Big World, it's no secret that the Roloff family has weathered its share of storms. But in recent months, fans have begun to suspect that ongoing family tensions are not just impacting the show, they may be bleeding directly into Amy Roloff's personal life and her marriage to Chris Marek. It all seems to circle back to one of the longest-running points of contention, Roloff Farms. The property has always been the heart of the Roloff legacy, but it's also been a source of deep division. From the fallout over Matt's decision to list part of the farm for sale, to disagreements about which family members should have had the chance to take over, the disputes have left lingering resentments. Amy herself has spoken in past interviews about the emotional difficulty of leaving her share of the farm behind, and some insiders say that old wounds have been reopened lately. The ripple effect? A strain on her relationship with Chris. Sources close to the production claim that Matt's presence and his continued influence over certain family matters has occasionally led to awkward interactions when the whole group gathers for events. Even when Chris is not directly involved, tensions between Amy and her ex-husband can create a stressful environment that eventually follows her home. And when property disputes resurface in family conversations, Chris has reportedly found himself caught between wanting to protect Amy and trying not to add fuel to the fire. There are also whispers of friction between Chris and Amy's children. While most interactions have been cordial in public, some fans believe that differences in personalities, priorities, or even how much time Chris spends with the family have caused subtle rifts. Zach and Jeremy, in particular, have been vocal about their own disagreements with the farm situation, which could indirectly shape how they see Chris's role in Amy's life. Adding another layer of pressure is the reality that Little People, Big World is still a filmed reality series, and that means behind-the-scenes influence from producers. Multiple cast members in reality TV have spoken about how production can sometimes push conflict for the sake of ratings, encouraging conversations about sensitive topics while cameras are rolling. For Amy and Chris, this may mean reliving old arguments or tackling personal stress in a public forum, which can be exhausting for any marriage. Online, fans are deeply divided. Some argue that Chris knew what he was signing up for when he married into such a high-profile, televised family, and that he should be able to handle the stress without it impacting Amy's health. Others believe he's being unfairly targeted, pointing out that Amy's stress could just as easily stem from long-standing family tensions that existed long before Chris entered the picture. Social media comment sections are full of heated debates, with hashtags popping up defending one side or the other. The end result? A perfect storm of family history, unresolved conflicts, and the pressures of fame, all of which appear to be pressing on Amy and Chris's relationship in ways neither may have anticipated. In the weeks following her health collapse, Amy Roloff has been taking deliberate and carefully monitored steps toward recovery. Sources close to the Roloff family reveal that she's following a strict medical plan, which includes regular checkups, prescribed medications to stabilize her stress-related symptoms, and a doctor-recommended rest schedule. She's reportedly been advised to avoid high-pressure commitments, something that's been particularly difficult for a woman who's built her life around being constantly on the move, whether running Roloff Farms events, filming Little People, Big World, or engaging with fans. Emotional support has been just as important as physical healing. Friends have been stopping by to check in, bringing her home-cooked meals, and offering a listening ear. Amy's children, particularly Zach and Molly, have been making more time for visits, helping lift her spirits. But the big question remains, what about Chris? Insiders suggest that while Chris has been physically present, the underlying tension between the couple hasn't completely disappeared. Some say he's been making an effort, taking over certain household responsibilities and accompanying her to some medical appointments, but others claim his approach still feels distant. Fans have been left debating online whether his presence is truly supportive or if he's simply fulfilling an obligation. Statements from those closest to Amy point to cautious optimism. One family friend told reporters, "She's getting stronger every day. It's not just about her body healing, it's about her heart and mind, too." This experience has really made her think about what's worth her energy and what's not. That comment has only fueled speculation about whether Amy is rethinking her marriage dynamics and her long-term commitments. In fact, there are whispers that Amy may be planning to scale back her involvement in Little People, Big World in the coming seasons. Some believe this could mean fewer filming days, or even stepping away from the series entirely to focus on personal wellness and family. Others think she might redirect her energy into smaller, passion-driven projects that bring her joy without the stress of a full production schedule. If nothing else, this health scare has given Amy a new perspective. Those close to her say she's been talking openly about valuing her time, protecting her peace, and making choices that prioritize her happiness, even if it means shaking up the life she's built over decades. Whether that leads to a renewed marriage with Chris or a very different future, fans agree on one thing: this chapter is a turning point for Amy Roloff. In the end, Amy Roloff's recent collapse has shaken both her family and her fans, serving as a stark reminder that even the strongest among us have limits. From the first troubling signs of fatigue and dizziness to the doctor's urgent warnings about how stress can impact her heart and overall health, this chapter of Amy's life has been nothing short of sobering. And with speculation swirling about whether tensions in her marriage to Chris Marek may be contributing to that stress, the questions only grow more pressing. Amy's situation highlights the fragile balance between physical health and emotional well-being, a balance that can be thrown off by ongoing pressure, family disputes, and the weight of public life. As viewers, we've seen her overcome challenges before, but this time, the stakes feel different. Looking ahead, everyone is wondering, will Amy and Chris face this storm together and come out stronger, or will the strain prove too much for their marriage? Will Amy take a step back from filming to focus on her recovery, or will she push forward despite the risks? One thing is certain: the coming weeks could define not only her health journey but also the future of her relationship and her role within the Roloff family. Fans will be watching closely, hoping for the best, but bracing for whatever comes next.